Mike Tyson is old as fuck. If you bet your hard-earned money on Mike Tyson at 58 years old when he's fighting a 27-year-old, you're not in the premium channel. And I know that because I told y'all what the fuck was going down. I got the opportunity to meet the legend, the fantastic, the humble, many times anyway, wise in many ways, legend Mike Tyson. Last year, I was at UFC Gym Huntington Beach, and I saw my boy Henry Cejudo. I'm like, oh shit, what are you in town for? Henry goes, I'm filming with Mike Tyson for Dynamic Striking, and we're gonna, film some stuff together. We're gonna be at King's MMA later tonight. He was over there teaching Thunder Wrestling at UFC Gym Huntington Beach. Come get your wrestling on. So I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to meet Mike Tyson. I'm like, that would be like meeting a superhero, Henry. Can I get in to go meet Mike Tyson? He goes, yes. Ask Rafael Cordero, which I already know Rafael. That was easy. And bring him a gift. So I was like, okay. I fucking went to the local spot and I got some Jeters. Shout out to anybody who knows Jeters. I thought, I know my guy Iron Mike's going to like some fucking blueberry Jeters. They're my favorite. So I pull up, wait for Mike to show up. Mike pulls up. I come in. Mike Tyson's like, who's this guy? I'm like, Mike, I'm just a big fan. I just wanted to bring you this present and meet you in person. He goes, are these yours? I'm like, no, I don't own Jeter. Mike Tyson owns Tyson 2.0. I don't own shit. I'm just like, no, man, that's just the best weed in California. I'm thinking he's going to take it home. I'm thinking Mike's going to go home with this gift because I gave some Jeters to Henry Cejudo and he certainly didn't spark it up. Mike Tyson, pop, who's got a lighter? Fucking pulls the joint out, lights it up inside King's MMA. I'm in King's MMA smoking a joint with Mike Tyson. Maybe the coolest moment of my life. I tell you that to first off say I got to meet Mike Tyson. I was there with the fucking legend. But also to tell you that I got to take a good look at Mike Tyson up close. And let me give you a couple of facts. Okay? First of all, he wears orthopedic shoes. Mike Tyson's shoes look like you're at a retirement home. They got all the fucking mushy gel, whatever. I don't know if they were Velcro. I let's say they weren't Velcro. I don't know. If my memory serves me correctly, maybe they weren't Velcro. But essentially, you understand what I'm saying? He's got mangled, fucked up toes. He's got double knee injuries, I think. At least one knee's fucked up. He's got back things going on. You see his range of motion. You could just see it in the videos. You don't have to be there with me. You could see it in the videos. His range of motion is so limited in his body. I'm watching him box. He's throwing some punches and he's fucking sweat. He's probably high as fuck. Them Jeters be hitting. They should give us a sponsorship for all this promo I'm giving them. Them Jeters be hitting. It's like 45% THC. What the fuck are they doing over there? Mike sweating. I could just see the movement, man. Like, he looks good in bursts. Like, you can get Instagram videos of him fucking moving his head like old school Iron Mike. Boom, hitting those pads hard. But he's 58. The wheels aren't there on the vehicle. You could have a great engine if you got bicycle tires on that bitch. It ain't going. And Mike Tyson just did not have the wheels against Jake Paul. I had multiple bets on Jake Paul. One of my biggest ones was Jake Paul via decision. The reason why is because they were wearing 14-ounce gloves. Hello? Not helping Mike get his first-round knockout, is it? 14-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds instead of 3 minutes, and it was an 8-round fight instead of 10 or 12. For those reasons, it was very likely going to be Jake Paul winning a decision. And if you were in the premium channel, I just gave Jake Paul out money line because I didn't want to fuck that one up. And sure enough, that was easy and obvious. And Yeah, Jake didn't look good. Like, don't get me wrong. Fuck Jake Paul. He's not as good as Tommy Fury. Like, Jake Paul's not that good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Mike Tyson's not a superhero. People are so silly. People are so silly when they expect, oh, it's Mike Tyson, bro. He could still, you see him on the pads. It's a fight. It's not pads. It's not pads. It's not pads. It's a fight. It's a lot. You have to have timing. You have to have footwork. You have to have feints. You have to have level changes. You have to have cardio. You have to be a little in season. You got to get some good sparring in. Mike Tyson did get sparring in, but guys, Mike Tyson was not going to beat Jake Paul. If you bet on Mike Tyson against Jake Paul, you got to check yourself here. Learn this lesson. 58-year-old athletes against 27-year-old athletes in combat sports. When the 27-year-old athlete's capable, I'm not saying Mike Tyson can't beat up your dad at the grocery store, but he ain't beating Jake Paul. Mike Tyson's a legend. He's the fucking man. All right. I got love for Iron Mike Tyson. I got a Mike Tyson fucking Brooklyn shirt. Okay. I'm a fan. He's a good dude. He was very kind to me. I really appreciated that. But Henry Cejudo told me that right before he interviewed Khabib Nurmagomedov on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, that he took a fucking handful of mushroom gummies and nommed them hoes. And then he went in to interview Khabib high as fuck. You're talking about a guy who does a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs. Lots of drugs. 500,000 miles on the vehicle. 58 years old. What were y'all thinking? So I made a bunch of money betting on him this weekend. And thank God, because the UFC pay-per-view didn't quite land for me. Talk your shit now. Yes, I also picked Stipe. Talk your shit now. Go ahead. Hey, at least I come home with the poster, okay? To remind me that John Jones is still John Jones. John Jones is another one coming off of the injury, shit matters. Okay. Have I roasted the Mike Tyson bettors enough? Do they need more? Do they need more? Trash knees, you got it. Picking Stipe's great. I did fuck up. That's all right. You're down money, Finch. Well, look, I also gave out John Jones and Stipe over 2.5. I also gave that out in the premium channel. I hope you're watching all the content, not just the Trump pieces. Jesus Christ. How confident am I in Ricci? All right, let's talk about these fights if you guys are over this already. He picked the Mike Tyson of MMA to go against Jones. Huh? All right. Let's do this. You guys ready? These are my most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Yan versus Davison Figueiredo going down in Macau, China. And just know that China is about as crazy different a time zone as you can get. So one of the things to look at, which I don't have the data in front of me yet, but something I'll be looking at for the bets is who's been out there? Who's been in China more than 2 weeks? Because I'll tell you what, I went to Europe in September. Bro, I had jet lag for 4 days. Bad. Came back, I had jet lag for 6 days. Bad. So if you're getting out there 5 days out, you got jet lag the first 4 days. You think that could affect the fight? I do. My most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Yan versus Figueiredo is Carlos Ulberg. I think Carlos Ulberg's a fantastic striker on his way to a title shot, and I don't think Vulkan Oezdemir is stopping him. Then give me Cong Wang. I'm Wang gang. I'll say it. I think Cong Wang gets this finish straight, money line in a parlay makes sense too. One of my most confident picks is Mingyang Zhang. Mingyang Zhang is a problem. He is very explosive. Zhang had a nice knockout of Figueiredo that we got to look back at. I think Zhang is going to maybe catch another body here on Saturday. Kavanagh is real good. 7-0 versus 7-0. Two kids on the come up, but I like the Cage Warriors experience. I like the competition better. I think Kavanagh is a fantastic striker. A lot of potential anyway. And then give me Xiaocan Feng. I think Feng is the pick in this road to UFC final because Feng is the better striker. Feng is a finisher as to where she is not. She literally, that's her last name. I think Feng is all but a lock here. So one more time for the people in the back. Carlos Ulberg, Cong Wang, Mingyang Zhang, Kavanagh, and Xiaocan Feng. Those are my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Macau. You guys ready to break them down? Let's start with Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg is a great striker. He is a very high caliber striker. Carlos Ulberg has all those shades that we like to see of Israel Adesanya. He's a real product of city kickboxing, and he's in a division that's not that deep right now. I think he's on a fast track to a title shot. Would it not be fun to see him get a title shot? Carlos Ulberg's a big time problem. Vulkan Ozdemir's, Vulkan Oezdemir. He's on a bit of a little run right now. He's coming off of 2 nice finishes. Vulkan 20-7, an experienced guy. Johnny Walker and then the Bogdan Guskov finish. 2 nice first round finishes for Vulkan Oezdemir. If you look at the guys he's fought, Ankalaev, Yuri Prohaska, win over Alexander Rakic, Latifi, Dominic Reyes, Lionheart Smith, Daniel Cormier, Jimmy Manuwa. The dude has fought a lot of good competition in the UFC, so I understand why the odds wouldn't be too wide, but that just sweetens it up for me for Carlos Ulberg, because Carlos Ulberg, I think, is on fire right now. He's a big-time problem. He looked really good against Alonzo Menefield and Dawoon Jung and Ihor Potieria, and he's been finishing motherfuckers too. It's a really cool fight. It could be the main event. When I'm looking at these cards, it looks like it's somewhere randomly in the middle of the card. This is a big fight. This is a meaningful fight for the division. Carlos Ulberg gets a knockout here. He could get a title shot off of that. Why not? Why the fuck not? Carlos Ulberg versus Poatan. Raise your hand if you're down to see that. Guys, what are we talking about here? And it's like on randomly in the middle of a fight night? How is this not a big fight? I guess you could throw the Tabatha Ricci fight up there. I guess you could throw, Yan and Figgy. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know, man. I think some people are sleeping on this fight. Carlos Ulberg fan, count me in. Pro kickboxing experience is legit. He transitioned to MMA nicely with a really good team to be able to transition to MMA nicely. They know how to make kickboxing work in MMA. Just a lot of things to be excited for about Carlos Ulberg. Very technical striker too. Johnny Walker goes, I was about to say a bad word. Johnny Walker goes full. Johnny Walker's wild. And when Johnny Walker fights, he's a little silly and he puts himself in bad positions and he gets clipped and he gets hurt, right? That's not Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg is far more technical than Guskov or Johnny Walker. He's very capable of pitching a shutout. I think he's going to be quick to the target. I think he'll use his kicks well here. It's going to be up to Vulkan Oezdemir to try to grapple him, try to hit him with some big shots in the clinch. I mean, it's a cool one. I'm excited to see the test for sure, but I think Carlos Ulberg passes the test. Then give me Cong Wang. Cong Wang is the widest favorite on this card. It's a lot of girth. And I think that Cong Wang is going to be able to blow this thing away. I mean, Cong, a lot of pause, I know. Cong, should I call her Cong? Should we switch off the Wang? Cong is a much better striker. She's a pro kickboxer as well. And I do think she's going to be able to run away with this thing. I mean, Gabriela Fernandes, not technical enough to be able to handle her on the feet. It's going to need a takedown. I don't think she's going to get it. I think Kong Wang potentially finishes this thing, but I wouldn't necessarily bet on that. So I'll be looking at Kong Wang in parlays, but Kong Wang's got to be a lock on this card. Then give me Mingyang Zhang. Mingyang Zhang's a problem. He's up against Ozzy Diaz, who is all right, but Mingyang Zhang's hands are so much faster, so much more explosive. Mingyang Zhang's a solid striker. I brought up the Brenson Hibero knockout. That shit was wicked. Wicked. Brenson Hibero is a dangerous striker, too, to go out there and do that to him. I like how he followed through, too, man. He stepped in there like, Brenson Hibero got a little wild with him, and he was able to counter him hard, make him pay. I really like to see that. I do think he could put some pressure on Ozzy Diaz and get Ozzy Diaz out of there. It is a knockout pick. Ozzy Diaz, the former LFA champ, he was a good middleweight, but I've seen him like throw unset up leg kicks and doing tape study and getting fucking dropped with straight rights. Not what you want to see when you're taking on a solid striker like Zhang. So let's go with Zhang, and he potentially is getting this thing done early. Zhang's a problem. Then give me Loner Kavanagh. It's not John Kavanagh, luckily for y'all, because John Kavanagh is old. Hopefully he'll be coming to UFC Gym Huntington Beach. Shout out to John Kavanagh. We hope to have him out next year. We hope so. I heard a rumor. We'll see if we can announce something. But Loner Kavanagh is a problem, man. I think he's going to be able to be the better striker here. A lot of strikers. I didn't actually realize that until I just put my finger on it there. Because Jose Ochoa is good. Jose Ochoa also 7-0, a prospect, but only has one legit win. He's fighting a lot of 2 and 3, kind of lower level competition. And that's just not the case with Kavanagh. Kavanagh was a Cage Warriors guy, brought up right, but then fought some of the Cage Warriors' best fighters. And I do think that he's going to be able to get this thing done. So Kavanagh looking like a lock to me, a real real flyweight to look out for. He's going to be a problem. Definitely a prospect. Both of them are fast. Both of them got good hands. Jose is definitely a dog. He pushes forward, but I think he's going to run into some shit. So give me Loner Kavanagh. And then the last one is Xiaocan Feng. Now, Xiaocan Feng, again, the theme of the night, the better strikers. She is a problem, and I don't mean she, her opponent, right? I think Xiaocan Feng is a problem as to where she is just not talented like Feng. She is much more of a decision queen. She's not finishing these ladies, and and Feng is much more like Wang, where they can finish these ladies. I think that Xiaocan Feng is going to win this fight. Xiaocan Feng, does she finish the fight or not? When you fight a decision queen, sometimes they take you long. So it's not necessarily something I'm going to jump at betting on, but I do believe that Xiaocan Feng is going to be a problem here, and that the talent's all on her side. She can finish fights, as to where she like eked out a split decision in her last one. Very close. That's not what we're seeing on the other side. So we got one talented fighter. We're going to go with her. And then a lot younger. If I remember, she's like 22 or some shit like that. So a big problem. All right. One more time for the people in the back. Carlos Ulberg, Kong Wang, Mingyang Zhang, Loner Kavanagh, and Xiaocan Feng. Those are my most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Macau. And I must say, beyond those 5, I like a lot of dogs. I think the dogs are going to bite in Macau. So I gave you my 5 most confident. I do believe those are favorites. Maybe one of them is almost even odds. I even took one out, though, that was a dog, because I think Xiaocan Feng is actually maybe a slightly more confident one, but it's close. And the Carlos Ulberg one is like, not, the odds aren't too crazy on the Carlos Ulberg line either. But then there's like 4 dogs I got on this card, and I like them. So I'm definitely I actually already placed a bet on some of those dogs. I will drop at least one or two of those dogs over on the free channel. The free channel link is in the description here. Go check it out. It's in my channel description, and I'll make sure to get it up in the description here once this is off live and uploaded. I'm going to drop some in there, and then in my premium channel, I always drop my lock, my parlay, my 3 premium plays, and a wild card. And I gave you guys some extra fruit. Last week, I dropped in the Jake Paul one in premium. Last week, I dropped in the John Jones Stipe over 2.5. Thank the MMA gods that John waited another minute to land that spinning back kick to the body. So I'm going to try to give you guys all the dogs I like on this card, okay? It'll be spread out between those 2 channels. All right. How's the chat feeling? Whoa, chill, Finch. Is it all the Wang talk? Are we talking too much Wang here? Is the Wang making you uncomfortable? Do you think Tabatha Ricci wins? All right. You guys keep asking me that, so I'll give it to you straight. Tabatha Ricci should win this fight. Tabatha Ricci's dog money. She comes forward. She's got good cardio. She's got good grappling. Even if she doesn't get the takedowns, she finds ways to work in the clinch and make it work. I mean, the only thing she's not as good at is striking. And I think Tabatha Ricci, you know, is not stupid, like doesn't make stupid mistakes on the feet, you know? So Yan Xiaonan, pretty damn good striker, but let's look at her last 5, right? Dominated by Wei Li on the ground. By the way, we'll zoom back to the 5th one. Carla Esparza getting the dub over here with ground and pound from a fucking crucifix. Carla Esparza. So, you know what I mean? Tabatha Ricci could fucking grapple, man. This woman's had trouble with grapplers. Marina Rodriguez beats her in a split decision. She did get the majority decision over Mackenzie Dern. She did beat Jessica Andrade, which you got to respect it. That finish was nice for sure. But that's about it, you know? Yan Xiaonan, especially at these odds, you're going to give me Tabatha Ricci pretty decently dog money. It's not even that close. What is Tabatha Ricci at? I thought I wrote it down here. Plus 164. Bruh. I'm going to be plus 164 for Tabatha Ricci, who is Tabatha Ricci. Put her on the poster. I think she wins that fight, man. I think she's got good cardio. I think she can win 2 and 3, you know, figure it out. And that it's pretty much just one dimension that Yan Xiaonan's a problem in, but Tabatha Ricci not throwing wild, crazy shit. Don't see her getting knocked out, stupid, you know, as to where Jessica Andrade does engage in the boxing more. I think she'll understand. She needs to go baby shark mode, move forward, get to swimming, bring her into those waters, you know? How come I keep getting these references? Finch looks like Sheen Estevez from Jimmy Neutron. Who the fuck? Looking this up right now. Sheen Estevez cartoon character. Holy shit, the disrespect. You motherfucker. Take it back. What else did I get today? From that 70s show? It should have been Ashton Kutcher. But it wasn't. Bastards. Then I got another one today. I wrote it down here too. Finch looks like a Backstreet Boy. Finch looks like Michael Goob Yagubian. The fuck is wrong with you guys? I got Steve Urseg today. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Chill. You know who I look like? Me. Look like Mike fucking Finch. You took Figgy at plus 270. Listen, Pepino. Figgy's doesn't have 5-round cardio. Figgy is good. I could see Figgy winning this fight. You're not crazy. I could see Figgy. There's a way for Figgy to win this fight. He stands long. He uses the karate. Boom, boom. Goes in, goes out, right? His wrestling's better than ever, for sure. I think Petr Yan's going to have trouble closing that distance against him, for sure. But I picked Petr Yan, I'll be honest. Confidence on Moda. I could see Moda winning this fight. Yeah. I full disclosure, I'm going to go Maheshate, but Maheshate gets punched in the face. Maheshate's defense is not good. He gets a little sloppy. And Moda's got a bit of power. Moda's faster, maybe, you know? lacks quality wins, though. Mahashate has been in there with some good guys at this point, so slight lean to Mahashate, but Mota might be a decent dog. I'll be honest, though. He's not one of the dogs I'm throwing in there, okay? Back in the day, we used to just say retarded. Yep. Can't get canceled, bro. Got to get the show off the ground before I get canceled, though. Do you think Ricci will take Yan down? Yes, but even if she doesn't, she works on the fence really well, Sean Shelby. She'll pin her up against that fence. You guys saw how she eked it out against Angela Hill. Angela Hill, another striker, another solid striker, was able to push her into that fence, work her there, put pressure on her. I mean, she's got a nice style to take these decisions from these girls. She soaks up the clock well. She's promotable, she's marketable. Yeah, I do think she could do that. One of my dogs I just gave y'all. I was gonna save it for the Telegram, but y'all got it out of me, okay? It's Tabatha Ricci. That's one of them I like. Okay, have I given you enough? Jesus. I gave you guys my 5 most confident picks. I gave you guys one underdog. I like Tabatha Ricci. I do think Petr Yan wins the main event, but I'm rooting for Figgy. I got to see Figgy spar over at Henry Cejudo's. I got to see how they kind of made the calf kicks beautiful. He could definitely use those calf kicks here in this fight. I can imagine that being a factor. I can imagine him winning the first round in this fight, but 3, 4, 5, I do think Petr Yan's pressure could start taking those dividends, and I think Petr Yan could take it over. Good fight for sure. Maybe one I won't even bet on, because Petr Yan, the odds are too wide. I could see why the dog is attractive there, but listen, as I always do. I went through the entire card and I picked my favorite, I picked the entire card and then I picked my favorite 5 first. Then I look at the odds. 4 of my picks were dog money. So I just went through, opened my app up, boom, 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 bet on those dogs, and I'll be dropping those, okay? First one's dropped tonight. If you want to sign up for the premium channel, do it. I'd fucking love that. I appreciate all my premium members. I'll make sure that we get back on it because premium channel has an incredible fight night run. The fight night run's insane. I feel like we can jump back good with this one, including some dog money, okay? Let's fucking eat this week. I appreciate y'all being here. If you bet on Mike Tyson, you might need to go to church. You might need to talk to Jesus, or you might just need to be in the premium channel because I think we're going to eat this week and you can make that money back. If you bet on Jake with me, I hope you ate well this week because that was one of the easiest bets of the year. Let's make some money this weekend. Love all you guys. As usual, it's peace and love.